Good afternoon, fellow Liverpool fans. Looking for your daily fix of all things LFC? You found it. Here at Liver Live, we're dedicated to delivering the latest news, rumors, and insights on the Reds, day in and day out. Don't be the last to know. Smash that subscribe button. You'll never walk alone. Let's dive into the latest updates in today's video. How many Liverpool games will Hugo Ekitike miss? Suspension rules explained after red card. Hugo Ekitike will serve a suspension for Liverpool after being sent off in the League Cup third-round tie against Southampton on Tuesday night. Alexander Isak started the match, but Arne Slot substituted the striker at halftime, with Ekitike coming on. The substitute received a yellow card 8 minutes after coming on for dissent after referee Thomas Bramall awarded a free kick against him. Ekitike punched the ball away after being penalized, resulting in a booking forthcoming. Liverpool led 1-0 at the time through an Isak goal just before the break that Federico Chiesa assisted. However, Southampton equalized in the 76th minute thanks to Shea Charles, but the Reds bounced back within 10 minutes as Chiesa teed up Ekitike from point-blank range this time. After tapping in barely 6 yards out, the 23-year-old wheeled away and almost immediately took off his shirt. After removing it, Ekitike held it up and showed it to the crowd at Anfield. However, it was the player's last involvement in the match. Jeremie Frimpong was first over to Ekitike, and his facial expression alone made clear that he knew what was about to come. Bramall was also aware of that and produced a second yellow card to send Ekitike off with 4 minutes plus added time remaining. The Reds held on in his absence and are through to the fourth round. However, the consequences for Ekitike will extend to Liverpool's next match, which is away against Crystal Palace on Saturday afternoon. Players serve red card suspensions in whatever the forthcoming domestic game is, regardless of whether that is a league or cup fixture. Ekitike will therefore be unavailable at Selhurst Park this weekend. However, the France international can return to the fold for their Champions League match versus Galatasaray in Istanbul on Tuesday, and the trip to play Chelsea next weekend. Liverpool ready mega €80 million transfer. Liverpool are reportedly interested in a mega move after the events of the last week. Richard Hughes' failure to land Mark Guéhi on the final day of the window has come back to haunt the Reds. Against Southampton, Liverpool lost Giovanni Leoni for likely the remainder of the season, with the Italian suffering an ACL tear. It's expected that Leoni will miss the rest of the campaign. There's a chance he could return toward the end of the season, but Liverpool will be very careful not to rush him back too early. The Italian's injury means Arne Slot's options at center-back have dwindled down to just 3 senior players. Joe Gomez, who has had plenty of injury problems of his own, Ibrahima Konate, and Virgil van Dijk. That's not exactly the depth you will want when you're trying to compete for every title, which is why Liverpool could now look to enter the market in the January window. Obviously, the solution would be to try to sign Guéhi again. With 6 months left on his contract, though, Palace would only be able to get a paltry sum for his services. They will therefore have to assess what they would want to do. Whether losing Guéhi for £10 million or so in January is worth the money, or whether keeping him around for another 6 months and losing him on a free is more important. It all depends on how their season goes. At this stage, Liverpool cannot put all their eggs in one basket, and they aren't doing that either. According to a report in Italy, the Reds are also making a move to sign an exciting Brazilian defender. Calciomercato reports that after Leoni's injury, Liverpool are among the clubs ready to move for Juventus defender Bremer in the January window. The report claims Juventus do not want to part ways with the Brazilian, but they might be open to a sale. That is if a club is willing to offer between 70 to 80 million euros. Considering Bremer is on a contract until 2029, Juventus demands make sense. But this would be a mega transfer. Arsenal and Chelsea moved to sign Ibrahima Konate. Since moving to Anfield from RB Leipzig back in 2021, the Frenchman has been an integral part of the Reds' recent success, winning a Premier League trophy and a few domestic cup competitions. Konate guided the Merseyside club to reach the final of the Champions League in the 2021-22 season under former manager Jurgen Klopp. Unfortunately, they lost the game to Real Madrid despite displaying an impressive performance. The 26-year-old has continued to play a key role in Arne Slot's starting lineup this season. However, speculation surrounding his future has begun to emerge in recent months, as his existing deal is set to expire at the end of this season. It has been reported that the Merseyside club have been struggling to agree on a fresh term with him. On TBR Football, Bailey says that Arsenal and Chelsea have been monitoring his situation closely, and they have been made aware through intermediaries that the defender could leave next summer. Apart from the Premier League duo, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich are also in this race. However, Liverpool are confident that they will be able to tie him down to a fresh term over the coming months. Konate isn't pushing to leave Anfield at the moment, but his agent and intermediaries have started exploring options for him should he eventually leave next year. Arsenal decided to reinforce the defensive department by signing Piero Hincapié and Christian Mosquera this summer. Following that, Mikel Arteta currently has the well-resourced defensive department. On the other hand, Chelsea lack qualities in the center-back position, and following Levi Colwill's serious knee injury, the Blues need a new top-class defender. Konate is a 6 feet 5 inches tall center-back and has proven his worth in the Premier League in recent years. So, he would be a great coup for Arsenal or Chelsea should either club purchase him. Chiesa cleared for Champions League action as Liverpool depth boosted. Liverpool's near-perfect start to the 2025-26 season has received another boost with the confirmation that attacker Federico Chiesa will be added to the club's Champions League squad and is expected to feature in next week's match against Galatasaray. The Reds have been in scintillating form, winning all 5 of their Premier League games, alongside victories in the Champions League and Carabao Cup. The only blemish on their record is a Community Shield loss on penalties to Crystal Palace. Now, the club's already impressive depth will be tested, and Chiesa is ready to step up. Chiesa, 27, was initially omitted from Liverpool's European roster due to UEFA's stringent registration rules, with the spot going instead to Rion Gumaha. However, a recent injury to defender Giovanni Leoni has created an opening. According to a report by James Pearce in The Athletic, a new UEFA rule this season allows clubs in the league phase to replace an injured player who has been sidelined for more than 60 days. This change clears the way for the former Juventus man to be registered immediately. Pearce confirms the Italian star is ready for action. Chiesa is expected to feature when Arne Slot's side face Galatasaray in Istanbul on Tuesday. Despite a below-par 2024-25 season, Chiesa has returned this term in a noticeably better mindset and has proven to be a vital player for new manager Arne Slot. He delivered the winning start to Liverpool's season with a crucial goal against Bournemouth on the opening day. Since then, his form has continued, including a man-of-the-match performance against Southampton. The forward has consistently caused problems for opposing defenses whenever he's been introduced. Chiesa's versatility is a major asset, allowing him to serve as a high-quality backup for all 3 attacking positions: right wing, left wing, and attacking midfield, behind established players like Isak and Ekitike. That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you find my updates useful. Bye-bye, and see you in the next video.